welcome back to LaBib's channel. My name is Kaylin, and today I'm going to be talking about some awesome book recommendations, which I haven't done a book recommendations video on this channel or ever in my life, so this is going to be interesting. I've picked out a few things that have to deal with, like, kind of a book that you would read in the fall, dystopic, thriller, suspense, and some horror books in there as well, and a lot of other, and my favorite books of all time I've also put in this video, and so I'm super excited to do this Halloween recommendation reads for Treattastic Thursday this week. So if you haven't checked out any of the other Treattastic Thursday videos, if you haven't seen any of the other Treattastic Thursday videos, I will also leave a link in the description box below where you can go find all of those books. Let's get started. So the first book up on my Halloween recommendations book is more of a fall book, but that is Aaron Bowman's Vengeance Road. I read this last fall and I absolutely loved and enjoyed it. It's basically this book where this girl named Kate Thompson, she finds out that her father has died, and the guy who killed her, they're both going after this gold, and so she has to disguise herself as a boy. And so it's like a Mulan Western novel thing, and I just really loved and enjoyed this book, and I think everyone else could benefit from this awesome book. Plus it has a pretty cover, so why not? The next book that I have on my list is an all-time favorite classic novel, and that is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. So if you haven't read the Twilight series, definitely go check it out. I thought I would mention this book in this video because she does have a book that is called The Chemist that is coming out next month, and I have just always loved this book so much, and I really want to marathon the movies, but I also want to reread the books and that sort of thing. I think this book is perfect for Halloween because it has to deal with vampires and a human falling in love with a vampire. Our human is Bella and our vampire is Edward Cullen, and this kind of starts their journey on this 4-book series where she falls in love with a vampire and sort of the consequences with falling in love with a vampire. So the next book I have is yet another book that is very well known and that plenty of people have already read it, but I thought I would just mention it anyways because it's one of my favorite books of all time, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I just thought I'd mention the first book in the series because it's not, even though it's not my favorite, I figured might as well mention it for those who haven't read the series. But Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone takes off place with Harry, who's a young boy and finds out he is becoming a wizard and that he is attending Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. All the shenanigans following around this book, I absolutely loved and enjoyed it. Yep. Like I did with all these books, and I highly recommend it because I think it's a wonderful read to read during Halloween time, especially to watch the movies, because this book is full of witches and wizards and witchcraft and that sort of thing, and I love it during Halloween. The next book that I'm going to mention for this video is TheDarkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I recently read this book this year and I absolutely loved and adored it. But main reason why I picked this out was because it's dystopian, and so if you're looking for a dystopic read and haven't read TheDarkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, I highly recommend it. Some parts may be long, boring, and dry, but it is so worth it once you finally get to the end of the book. The next 2 books that I have are a thriller duology, and that is The Perfectionist and The Good Girls by Sarah Shepard. I read this duology last year and I absolutely loved it, and this cover is just gorgeous. This book duology takes place when 5 girls from Beacon Heights, Washington think they have nothing in common, but what they do have in common is that they all hate the same guy, and they plan and they joked about killing this said guy, and one day he turns up dead in the way they've said and planned it. So I think this duology is really, not really spooky, but this book is absolutely mind-blowing, at least I thought, with like the plot twist and everything. But I absolutely loved these books because they're Sarah Shepard thrillers and they're just awesome. The second to last book that I'm recommending is a book that I recently read in the past month, and that is Welcome to the Dark House by Lori Stolores. And this book is scary. Kind of scary, not really. I mean, I wasn't that scared like the next book that I'm going to talk about, but this book was scary. It's a thriller horror YA novel, and it takes place where these kids send in these essays about their worst nightmare. They all get chosen and they are sent to the Dark House, the horror guy that's in charge of everything, who's created movies that has the nightmare elf in it, and they're promised to see and be on the new set or new film, and it turns out that that's not the case, and yeah, so it's a very interesting book. I especially love the end, except for like the last chapter kind of got like stupid, like, why are we doing this? Nope, let's not, and so This book is awesome, scary, and now I hate elves. And I'm gonna hate Christmas time because nightmare elves. They're gonna get to me. I just, no thanks. And last but not least is my favorite YA horror and favorite book of 2016, and that is The Merciless by Daniel Vega. And I am so excited that I finally get to recommend this book in this video, especially during the Halloween time, because this is the perfect book if you're looking for something that's scary and gory and nasty and creepy and freaky. This is your book to go to. I know I'm hyping this book up so much, but it's so real. I wanted to try something new this summer and I decided to pick up The Merciless, which is kind of like a Mean Girls exorcism. I've never seen The Exorcism, but I'm like, hey, Mean Girls, that's kind of like The Pretty Little Liars. Why not pick it up? And yeah, this book is like Mean Girls meets Southern meets scary, bloody, horror, gory, nasty stuff. There are a couple of scenes in here that are really nasty and bloody and disgusting and scare me half to death. I remember sitting there reading it and I would have to put the book down for a solid like 15 minutes so I could gather my stuff and continue reading. I know I had nightmares that night when I read it, and it scared the crap out of me because I'm like, this could be real, because I believe in paranormal activity and that sort of thing, and you don't mess with ghosts, you don't mess with spirits, you don't mess with demons and stuff, and this book like deals with it. And so this book was awesome possum, 5 out of 5 stars, highly recommend. Go check it out if you haven't read it. So highly recommend this book this Halloween season if you haven't read it yet. Well, anyways, those are my books that I highly recommend for the Halloween reading season this 2016 year. What are some books that you have been recommending to people to read for the Halloween season? Don't forget to leave a comment in the box below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Thursday for another Treattastic Thursday. Anywho, I'll see you guys next time with a new video.